Alright, I just want to welcome everybody out tonight. We're going to take a look at our middle school data, our assessment data from 2007 to 2011 to show our proficiency based on the FCAT test given in the spring. What we have here is just our raw data scores from 2007 to 2011. It can be overwhelming just looking at it from here, but let's take a second and break it apart. Along the left side is the grade levels 6, 7, and 8. And then going horizontally across the top, you see the subject areas of reading, mathematics, and writing. Below that are the years. And below those numbers, it shows by grade level the proficiency level, or the percentage of students that scored 3 or above on the FCAT in the spring. And this can tell us a lot, but numbers can only go so far. But what does this tell us? It does tell us that all grade levels are showing improvement, with the exception of 6th grade math, which does kind of just brought themselves from 2007, dipped down a little bit, and now they've brought themselves back to 2011 to where they started, still showing an improvement from those middle years. It also shows us that we have a struggle going on in 8th grade in the areas of math and reading. And like I said, 6th and 7th grade have been displaying improvement. With all that struggle in 8th grade, we still have 69% of our 8th graders showing proficiency in writing. However, when you take those numbers and you crunch them and twist them around, you find that of that 69%, over half are still not showing proficiency in reading. So let's take a look at how we compare overall to our district. First, let's start with 6th grade writing. And all these graphs, you will notice that the district is represented by a black line, and our school, Smith Middle, is represented by the blue. And if you look back to 2007, you can see that from 2007 to 2008, we were above the district norm. And then from the year through that 2008 year through 2009, 2010, we did start to slip above. But then if you look at 2010 to 2011, you can start to see kind of an improvement being made. We're still below the district level, but we are making gains. And we made, compared to the other years, that is a very significant gain there. So throughout the next few years, we'll be implementing plans on how to continue that trend in the upward direction to eventually be on par with the district or above. Now looking at 7th grade reading, we don't have that great of a story that 6th grade has. At the beginning, you can clearly see that 7th grade we've never quite surpassed or matched the district level, but we have been very, very close to their norms. And you can see that the thing I want to point out the most here is from 2010 to 2011, you start to see that the district is in decline. Our school is also in decline, but if you notice the level of decline, we are not declining at the rate that the district is. And to me, that's a positive note. We can bring positive light to that because we are not in a free fall mode, and there is still plenty of time for us to improve upon those students' performance through the betterment of our instructional staff. 8th grade is a little bit where our rough patch is. We see a lot of our struggles going on in 8th grade, and you can visually see this, the difference between where the district norm is compared to where our students are. You can see that from 2009 to 2010, there was a significant jump right there. But however, something is occurring to cause another regression, another fall. And we are taking into account that as we move forward this school year, improving upon that. So let's start looking at math. Again, 6th grade, where it all starts, you can see for 3 years we were performing above the district norms. And then we slipped below for a year, and now we are back above the district norms. Unlike some of the other grade levels, the improvements have risen from beginning of 5 years to the end of the 5 years, whereas with 6th grade we've kind of come back to where we once were 5 years ago. But you can see we are back above the district norm. We are performing better than the district as a whole, which is great, and we continue to strive to ensure that we stay that way in the upcoming years. 7th grade, again, you can see where we started and where we've gone. You can see that there has been a steady trend with a slight curve there for the district, and 7th grade has had large jumps in 2007 to 8, more of like plateau years up through 2010, and now sitting at 2011, we are once again we have strived, and through hard work and dedication from our staff and the excellent performance of our students, we are now sitting above those district norms. And again, going back to what I've previously said, we are implementing plans to ensure that we stay at that level. 8th grade math, again though, we see struggles, and we see a drastic struggle in the last year and going forward, and that is seen right there at that decline following the 2010 school year. We will be, as previously noted, implementing things that I'm going to touch to at the end of this PowerPoint on how we plan to bring that data up. And then that brings us to 8th grade writing. You can see the district norm almost parallels where we are as a school. We've made great gains throughout the years, and you can see more currently in the 2011 data that we are starting to decline a little bit, and we will be making sure that we ensure there's proper protocols to enhance student education to ensure that we are again matching the district norms, or in ideal situations exceeding those district norms. So how are we going to take all this, and what are we going to do as a school? Well, first, we are going to emphasize teamwork among our grade level teachers. How are we going to do that? We are going to emphasize a great amount of time to be given towards collaborative planning. This is across grade levels. We want 6th and 7th and 8th grade teachers working together as a team, because they are a team. They see the same students that come here in 6th grade and leave here in 8th. They need to work as a team, and they need to be sharing those ideas. If 6th grade is using an idea that helped maximize gains that 6th grade year, that idea needs to be passed along to 7th grade, because those are students coming into 7th grade and continuing on the same path through 8th grade. We are also going to start emphasizing cross-curricular instruction, starting to emphasize that there should not be an emphasis on isolation of the concepts, letting the teachers start to collaborate and plan for crossing those content areas over and teaching students the connections between the two. Next, we are going to further our professional development opportunities for faculty and staff, which is very crucial. In order to be a good teacher, you have to know what a good teacher looks like and constantly be developing those weak areas you may have and enriching those strong areas you have to meet the needs of every single student that comes through your classroom. So by allowing for further opportunities to professionally develop themselves, we're allowing our faculty and staff to continue to strengthen upon that core knowledge and core concepts that have made them excellent teachers throughout the school years, and throughout their previous careers. The next thing, we are going to start assessing on a more regular interval system. This helps us keep track of how gains are being made. It allows us to see more in real time than spread out apart. If Johnny's having a hard time in January, we need to know where that weakness is in January, not waiting until May when they're ready to go from 7th to 8th grade or 8th grade into high school. We want to be able to assess them in a timely manner and reflect upon that assessment so that we can begin addressing the issue immediately and not letting it become a long-term, drawn-out problem for that student. The last thing we're going to start doing is offering after-school tutoring as needed, where needed, but also offering more extracurricular incentives to help in increasing learning gains in the classroom. And you sit there and you're probably wondering, well, how can offering these incentives increase? Sometimes if students have something to strive for, if they have something, a goal that they're trying to achieve, be it a certain extracurricular club or sports team that they want to be a part of, giving them that light at the end of the tunnel to strive to get to can sometimes motivate them in the classroom. And statistically, it does show that it will motivate them more. They'll focus more, they'll be more engaged, there'll be more participation in the class, so that could help close the gap that may be there between instructional practices and student accountability. And that pretty much wraps it up. I appreciate everyone that came out tonight, and whoever may be watching this at home after this presentation at your convenience. And have a good evening.